Hello dear viewer, we have a non-Muslim friend who has a question. Which is why do we believe in God in the age of science and technology? First of all, we congratulate this friend. Why? Because unfortunately most people have a blind faith. They're Hindu because their father is Hindu. They're Christian because their father is Christian. Some people are Muslims because their parents are Muslims. This non-Muslim friend ponders his religion. He may come from a religious background, but it doesn't approve of the God his fathers worshipped. He doesn't think they are worthy of being gods. The reason of congratulating him is because he said the first part of the Islamic Shahada, there is no God. The only remaining thing he still has to do be convinced of expect God. Thus half of the task has been accomplished. He has already said the first part of the Islamic Shahada, there is no God, and the only thing he must do is be convinced of expect God. This friend trusts science and technology and is interested in development. So we'll ask him a question. Let's say there is a machine in front of you that no one has seen before. Who will be the first person that can tell him how this machine that no one has seen before works? He will probably say the maker, the inventor, the creator, or he might say that it's the doer, or any other similar answer. Keep this answer in your head. We'll ask him another question. How did our universe come into existence? He will tell us that science has evolved and we've come to the conclusion that our universe was initially our primary mass. Then a big explosion occurred that led to a secondary separation and created galaxies, stars, the sun, the moon, and the earth on which we live. My dear friend, when did you know this? He will tell us that he learned this in 1973. When a group of scientists came up with the Big Bang Theory and explained the creation of the universe. But what our friend told us was mentioned 1400 years ago in the Quran in Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah number 21, verse number 30. Do those who disbelieve not see that the heavens and the earth were once one mass all closed up, then you rent them apart.
ولم ير الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما.
Meaning before scientists discovered it as it was discovered by scientists 35 or 36 years ago. But in the Quran it was mentioned 1400 years ago. So, who do you think could mention this in the Quran? What is the shape of the earth? He will tell us that in the past people used to believe that the earth they live on was flat. This was in 1579, when Sir Francis Drake circumnavigated the earth and proved that it was spherical 400 years ago. But the Quran mentioned it 1400 years ago in Surah Al-Nazi'at, Surah number 79, verse number 30. And after that he spat out the earth.
وَالْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَحَاهَا.
The word daha in Arabic has two meanings. The first one is extended, and the other one, which is derived from the Arabic language, is that it resembles an egg. Today we know that the earth is not completely round like a ball, but it is flattened at the poles and oval in shape. The Arabic word daha doesn't refer to an ordinary egg, but especially to an ostrich egg. If you analyze the shape of an ostrich egg, it resembles exactly the shape of the earth. Imagine that the Quran talked about the oval shape of the earth 1400 years ago. Who could mention this in the Quran? Is moonlight emitted or reflected? In the past, people believed that the moonlight was emitted from it, but recently, science has proven 100 years, 200 years or 300 years ago that moonlight is not emitted from it, but rather is reflected light. What was recently discovered was mentioned in the Quran 1400 years ago in Surah Al-Furqan, Surah number 25, verse 61.
تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا.
The light of the sun was described as emitted by it, but the moon was described as a burning lamp and luminous, meaning bare or reflected light. In that case, who could say that the moonlight is not from it, but is reflected 1400 years ago? The Quran speaks about the sky and that the God made a roof of protection, and without it, life couldn't be complete on the earth. In Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah number 21, verse 32.
وجعلنا السماء سقفا محفوظا وهم عن آياتها معرضون.
The Quran demonstrates the water cycle in several places, including in Surah Az-Zumar, Surah number 39, verse 21.
ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فسلكه ينابيع في الأرض ثم يخرج به زرعا مختلفا ألوانه ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يجعله حطاما إن في ذلك لذكرى لأولي الألباب.
Who could mention this in the Quran 1400 years ago? Creator, maker, inventor, doer, and all these titles, and this creator, maker, and inventor is called by Muslims Allah. Therefore, today science doesn't deny the existence of God, but rather erases the false gods. That is why famous philosopher Francis Bacon said, "A little knowledge of science makes a man an atheist, but an in-depth study of science makes him a believer in God." And now, my friends, we have to come to the end of our episode. For more, have a look in the description box below and subscribe to the channel to watch our coming video.